head. All these bums. Joshua Uche Acho Uma. Zander upside. Grade 40. He's the next coming of Lawrence Taylor. Hey, we had a different of opinion, though. Marcus doesn't think it's much damage. And Angelo thinks it's a ton of damage. Oh, real quick, before I get to Zander here, these guys will thank Zander and all Eagle fans. Thank you for the $26 million annual contract I just signed. Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, thank you for the $19 million annual deal that I just signed. Becton, thank you for the $10 million deal I just signed. Isaiah Rodgers, thank you for the $7 million deal I just signed. And Slay, thank you for the 1-year, $10 million deal. Holy shit. They made these guys all money elsewhere. All right, with all that being said, without further ado, guys do a great job. They had a massive week last week, too. The guys on Birds 365 giving you blow by blow for the Adoree Jacksons of the world and for the Dorian Thompson Robinsons of the world, the A.J. Dillons. This guy over here, Lukin, Valentina Voslati, OT, I don't know. Emilio Acho, and Ochian Mathis. I don't even know how to say their names. With all that being said, our boy, Big Z, Zander Krause.
What's up, Big Sills?
You think I should do this thing?
I don't know, man. It's up to you, brother. But I will say, if maybe something we should talk about off the air too. But a lot of different ways to look at that thing.
It is. Something is positive and negative.
Yeah, I'm just saying, when they write the positive, it's going to be preceded by,
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. So I know the way Marcus writes. I like Marcus a lot. The one thing I like about it, and Jacob's been struggles with this as well, is if you let everybody else tell your story, which is really what's happened up to this point outside of the people who listen to you. If you let everybody else tell your story, you never have a chance to dictate and tell the people who want to hear from you your side of the story.
I've never been able to.
Yeah, from that perspective, I like it. But you also have this show to tell your story, which I think you've done for the last 5 years. So, but up to you. I think we talk about that a little off the air.
Here's when you write a story on Big Sills: the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's okay. You got to remember those three things all fit. Okay, the good, the bad, the ugly. But I really liked what Marcus said, man. Were you shocked that he had me on WIP?
I wasn't shocked that Marcus did, because I could tell that Marcus liked you when he came on your program. And Marcus is the kind of guy where he's not, like he said, he's not going to go and ask for permission. But I'm pretty excited for you. I mean, I keep telling you, Sills, be patient, be patient. And before we know it, listen, I get a lot of comments about Big Sills, all right? Whether people love you or they hate you, I'll tell you what. They listen to you. They know what you're saying. They know what your takes are. I even feel I never listen to Sileo. Well, how'd you know he predicted 9 wins then? Because you listen to him. You know what I mean? So hang in there, Sills, and keep grinding. The voice of Philadelphia could just be Dan Sileo.
How about this? Angelo called me the secret, and Marcus called me the unicorn of sports talk.
Ooh,
so I guess they signed somebody. Who'd they sign? What was this? Holy Kai. Look at it.
Azeez Ojulari. Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Wow. 1 year, $4 million. 6 sacks last year. He was on the Giants.
Not bad.
This is the guy that we wanted earlier. All right. So we got Azeez Ojulari. I like it. Boy, we've been talking about him on Birds 365 for weeks. Who's a listener on Birds? How many weeks have we been talking about Azeez Ojulari as a potential option? He's better than he's better. Yeah, he's gonna have more potential than
now remember something. He plays in a rotation. Remember,
I like it.
He played in a rotation though with Kayvon Thibodeau and with what's his name on the other side too. So remember that he's not an every down starter guy, and they've got like 3 of them dudes on the roster right now. They need a 3-down edge guy, Zander. They got a bunch of guys that look the same. Now, that makes me think that's a Vic move too, because they all look alike, don't they? I mean, their style of play all look alike, the guys that they got at the edge. There's not really a big dude that they have on the roster. Who's the biggest dude they have on the roster right now?
Yeah. On
that
defense,
Joshua kid?
Yeah, on defense, you mean tallest? I mean, you got Carter, obviously Davis. Davis is big boy. But you're right. I mean, the edge, certainly off the edge, they don't have very big guys. I mean, you got Uche, you got Nolan, you got Bryce Huff is honestly your Brandon Graham type.
Yeah.
He's your biggest stout body guy, I think.
This guy was productive last year, man. I mean, he was a good ball player last year.
Yeah,
he's
but
again, I mean, this is
24 years old, and I'm just saying, he's 24 years old and he got $4 million on the open market, as an edge rusher. He hasn't been as good as people wanted him to be, but, he played college ball at University of Georgia, so he's another Georgia guy, obviously. He's from Georgia. He's 6'3", 240, so not huge.
Okay, that's not awful. That's not awful.
No, but that ain't big.
No.
I mean, that's not big.
They're very small. Sure. They're very small at the edge. Every guy they have on roster is small.
So he played 10 games last year. He got hurt in his 11th game, I think. Let me look.
And he had 6 sacks? He had 6 sacks last year in 10 games?
Let me see. I'm pulling up the stats. Let's pull them up. Let's pull them up for the people. 2024, 11 games, 5 games started, and he had 6 sacks. Yeah.
That could be misleading. I'm going to have to go back and watch him.
Yep. I'm with you.
I got it.
28 tackles, though. I mean, he had a decent season. 7 tackle for losses.
Do you remember him in the Eagle games?
10 QB hits, and he played in 10 games. If he got hurt in his 11th game,
it's productive.
That's pretty productive.
Yeah. Yep. Do you remember him in any of the Eagle? Do you remember him in any of the Eagle games?
I'm sure he has moments against us.
I
don't remember him like off the top of my head, but to be honest with you,
I remember him in the Dallas
New York Giants are not particularly a team we've played in recent years where they have a lot of head turners. So I can't really say. He's a Georgia guy. He is a Georgia guy. 58% of the snaps, pretty good. 6 sacks in 11 games. It was really probably 10 too, because he probably got hurt in that 11th game.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that 11th game that he got hurt, he had 12 snaps.
So he
got hurt early in the game.
Yeah.
No. Because the game before that, he had 52 snaps, 58 and 60, and 55. So my point is he got hurt early in that 11th game. So he really played 10 games. He's got, let's see.
That's not awful.
He did have a sack versus the Eagles last year. They lost 28-3.
Okay. Well, I mean, they were terrible on defense, but
they were terrible. But he did have a sack, so that's his game log right there.
All right. Let me ask you this then. I'll ask you that I asked Marcus and Angelo. How much damage do you think has been done in free agency with the exits to the roster?
A lot. I mean, a lot. There's no doubt about it. I think I'm almost at a point where I'm not out at all. Like people are like, you have to talk about the losses, obviously, that we've had. They've lost a lot of the championship defense. I think they're going to be able to get back to form. It might not happen right away because they're probably going to rely on a lot of young guys again. And by the way, your overall defense now is just super young guys. You lost a lot of guys there. And I think if you're going to go the distance this year, it's going to be your offense is going to have to win you more games this year than they had to last year. That's not to say they weren't good last year. The way the team was built last year, you had the best defense in football, and they won you a lot of games. All right, so going forward, if your defense got a little bit gutted because of the way the contracts are structured, because of what they have upcoming, that's good. That's fine. But that means the offense is going to have to carry the weight, and I think that's going to come down to Jalen and the passing game, and the offense is going to have to be more productive. They're going to have to score more points, and I don't have a problem with that, but it's definitely, the team is definitely built different now than they were the way they won the Super Bowl a month and a half ago.
Loss of Becton means what to you?
I might be spoiled.
Did you hear what I said earlier? Look, there's one unit on a football team that all 5 guys have to play well for a play to be successful. One guy misses up, Zander, the play's ruined. On defense, you can have 3 guys block, one guy make a play in the backfield. You don't really have to be in sequence on defense in your front 4 to be a great unit. You can have a playmaking guy. Now, to the point, the right guard position has been the biggest turnover position of any position on the Eagles next to wide receiver 3. Those 2 have been interchangeable positions since I've been covering you guys. So how much of a loss is it? I don't know, man. That guy I saw great highlight reels. I also seen the guy with quick dudes get beat on a big speed move. If you've got a guy in there who can get around in a speed move, he struggles a tad bit with that because he's so freaking big. But I thought he was better than he was bad last year. Like, to me, I thought he was, if I were to tell, look, I love Brian Baldinger. Always have, always will. He's a boy of mine. However, call him the best guard in football last year is insane. He was probably somewhere in the top 10.
Wasn't the best guard on the Eagles. He was not the best guard in football.
Well, that guy's pretty hard to beat. That guy over there, Landon Dickerson. Okay?
Yeah, he is.
That guy's a superstar player. And so, but I would say that he was in the top 10 in performers at guard last year. I mean, I don't have a problem saying that, but top 5? No, he ain't that. So maybe
he might have been top 10 because he was on the Eagles and we were running team. He was really good in the running game.
Dude, you're playing in between Jurgens and Lane. I mean, okay, you're right.
So look, look, here's the thing. I'm super pumped for Makai Becton and I'm appreciative. And I did feel like he connected with the city well. I felt like he was always appreciative of the city, the fans, the opportunity, and everything that came with playing here. I love him. I'm pumped for him, but I don't think our operation revolved around him. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, we can't be a good football team next year because add Makai Becton to the list. Is it another loss, another hole, another question mark going into the season? Yes, it is. Is it something that we've answered time and time and time again in the last 5 years of football in Eagles land? Yes, we have. We have Stoutland. We have reinforcements coming on the offensive line. They'll probably use another draft pick on a guy. I'm not sweating it. I'm really not sweating it. But look, I'm pumped for him. You know, the Eagles, from my estimation, from what I've talked to John about, is they really didn't want to go to a second year with him. So they basically wanted to do another 1-year deal with him, which basically would tell me they're probably not feeling too good about those knee injuries that he has. So the fact that he's 25 years old and just played that good this year and only got a 2-year deal as an offensive lineman probably tells you all you need to know about Makai Becton, that there's some stuff behind the scenes that's a little bit alarming for people. But overall, I feel like you're in a good spot to prevail. But let me tell you this. I don't think Tyler Steen, I don't think Trevor Keegan, and I don't think Kenyon Green are either one of them, whoever wins the job, if those are the 3 that are vying for it. I don't think either one of them are going to be close to Makai Becton. Now, can you overcome that? Yes, I do. But I don't think they're going to be what Makai Becton was. So you don't replace 6'8", 380 or whatever he was that easily. He was a great player, and he was big size and physicality that you had on the offense that I don't think you can replace, but I think you'll be all right without it.
Who told you about the money and the length of the contract that tells you all you need to know about Becton? Because whoever told you that is a very smart individual, because the money and the distance or the length of 2 years and only 10 million tells you that there must be some significant scar damage in his knees, and that that is a physical kind of thing where, like, when you take a physical and you take your exit physical and you see how much scar tissue's on them knees. That's why, because a guy like that, I would have thought have been north of 13 million. We've seen other guys that had lesser years this past year sign for more money than what he got. And for them to give him only 2 years and 10 million, not that that's bad because he signed for 3.5 on a 1-year deal with the Eagles, but that tells you all you need to know, that for the Eagles, they had concerns over his physical and him passing physicals because, and dude, playing 17 ball games was probably an issue for them on what they look for that. You know, I mean,
well, and he did. There was moments when he came out last year, but look, I you know. By the way, nobody told me that. I just was thinking that. I mean, look, that's
great.
the thing you think with, but that's the thing you think with all these people, right? I mean, and it's not
that's
a bad thing because, look, we did have some of these guys hit. Like, look at Zach Bond, look at Becton for us last year. So it's not to say that all these, none of these darts can hit, but that's what we're doing right now. Like even our newest signing here in Azeez Ojulari, I like him a lot. He had 8 sacks his rookie year, 6 sacks in 10 and a half games last year. I think he's got potential. But why is a 24-year-old on the open market as an edge rusher getting $4 million on the second week of free agency? Again, it's a dart. It's not the highest risk move you're taking, but I'm just saying it's not like a guarantee that these guys are going to be great football players. There's a reason for all those things. So I will say that's probably the biggest red flag on Ojulari, right? I mean, $4 million for a 24-year-old edge on the open market is pretty wild. You know
what that tells me? He's not a 3-down player.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to look. Let me see if I can get some information on him. I'm going to do it. I'm definitely going to do a football 24/7 tonight with John McMullen.
But here's the deal: even if you see numbers, they were on a 3-win team, so those numbers are going to be misleading. What was he doing? Making tackles 15 yards down the field?
That's true. That's why you have to go back and look at the film, which I will do on.
That's right. That's a film deal right there for you. All right,
because you know what? Here's the thing too. People dismiss that. All right, and I remember when we signed Bryce Huff. All right. And I went and watched the film. I did that. I went and watched the film because remember Bryce Huff, when he got signed, 10 sacks in a limited role or whatever it was from the Jets. And I'm like, all right, let me go look at these sacks. He had like 4 sacks on backups, 4 that were on plays that didn't matter. Like it was all, and I said that to John, and I'm like,
yeah, the 400 snaps.
The pressure rate's good. The win percentage rate's good. And I'm like, all right, that's all fine and dandy. But it did turn out to be kind of true where, you know, not all sacks are created equal and not all pressures are created equal either, you know, depending on what the offensive line's doing, but depending on what adjustments, what moves, what motions, you know, what formations everybody's in. So you got to go and look at it. And I will do that on Azeez. I'm looking at some of the numbers here just to give you guys a little career highlights on him. He is a Georgia Bulldog. All right. So another Georgia Bulldog. He was a 2nd-round draft pick, 50th overall in that 2021 draft by the Giants. So pedigree player a little bit, 2nd rounder. He set the Giants rookie sack record with 8 sacks in 2021.
So
5.5 sacks.
He's got 2 years where he's had 6 and 8, and he's 24.
He had 8 his rookie year. Yep. Then he had 5.5 his second year because he missed time with injury. And then he had, I think he went way down and had 2.5. And then he had 6 last year. Now let me get the story on 23. Why did he have 2.5 in 23? 2.5, he was just a rotation player, it looks like, in 23. So I'd have to get the more story on that. And then last year, 6 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, and 10 QB hits in 10.5 games. 58% of them. He played 58% of the snaps before he got injured. So that's pretty good. But he's had some injury challenges. I mean, 22 and 24. And let me look at how many games he played in 23.
Did he come into the league the same time Nolan Smith did?
23, he missed a lot of games too.
Did he come into the league?
No. He was before Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith was drafted after the 22 season, right? And 23 and 24 were his first 2 years. So he was drafted a whole 2 seasons prior. So he was drafted in that 21 draft right before the 21 season.
That's awful young, though. 24?
24 years old. Yeah, he's 24 years old.
He's got 4 years in already?
Yeah, 1 year, $4 million deal. And we'll see. By the way, we'll see what the guaranteed money is on it. You know, it might be better than that.
Remember, all the stuff that initially comes out is full of shit.
Yeah,
because those are the agents putting that out to the media. You'll find out from the PA what that is. By the way, all super chats will be read at the end of the segment. All right, that's good.
Remember, I got to run a little earlier today because I got that show coming up now tonight. I didn't know, and I had to produce all your great segments today.
Okay, listen, we'll do 2 more then here for you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this, Zander? Grant Calcaterra, Keelan Granson, Harrison Bryant as your tight end room. How you feeling about that, Junior?
I don't feel good about that at all. But part of me is also going to say this. if the Eagles are in a position that they would know more than me that they need to move on from Goddard and they're not willing to give him more guaranteed money because I think he wants a longer-term contract. It's his last time to cut, So it's the last time to cash in probably for a long-term deal. So they're probably going to cut him, trade him if they can get anything for him. Does it stink? Yes. Are you going to get better there? No way. But this offense got to prevail. Like, I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear it. I really don't. And I know you're getting worse, but championship teams prevail. Patrick Mahomes got rid of Tyreek Hill and became better. Like, you have to, if you want to be, it's one thing to win one championship, which we just did. If you want to talk about a dynasty, if you want to talk about winning multiple rings in a set period of time, you have to be able to overcome adversity. This isn't the adversity I would have chosen as the general manager, but I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, we're not going to win it this year because Goddard's gone. You have A.J. Brown. You have Devontae Smith. You have Saquon Barkley. You got Lane Johnson, Landon Dickerson, Jordan Mailata, Cam Jurgens. Like, I don't really want to hear it. Like, it's a hit. This offense still has plenty of stuff in the chamber to go out there and be a high-powered offense, and I think they will do that. But it's a hit for sure. I mean, you're going to open up another gap on the roster there, so not ideal, but they must really be crunching this cap, though, man, because they're getting rid of CJ, getting rid of Goddard. These are moves that you didn't think they were going to make this offseason that they're making. So they're signaling something. They're trying to get cheaper right now for sure.
I'm telling you, before you read the supers, do you agree? They're going to pay Jurgens $20 million annually, and then they're going to pay in the offseason. Get this. Wait a minute. What they may be setting you up for is this. They may be going to pay Jurgens $20 million, and it sounds to me now that they're going to extend Jordan Davis.
Well, it looks like
Don't you think that's what they're freeing money up for here?
I mean, if they're but some of the I don't know about freeing money up for him, dog. They got to pay Jalen Carter next year. Have you seen the deals that have been breaking in the NFL?
No.
Jamar Chase got $40 million. I'm just saying. I think
they're going to get ahead of it. They want to get ahead of these deals so they. Well,
if you're talking about, I don't love Jordan Davis, but if you're talking about $10 million for a defensive tackle,
I've warmed up to that.
Like, that is bargain money in today's day and age. So, I mean, if you can get him for another couple of years at that price, I think it probably makes sense. But they're freeing money up for Jalen Carter, dog. He's about to get $40 million a year with well over $100 million guaranteed. So they're going to have to put that money in escrow. That's what they're getting ready for.
Absolutely. And if you're Devontae Smith, man, Hunter Biden must have cut your contract because I mean, Jesus Christ. You see the money they're throwing around to T. Higgins?
T. Higgins getting $30 million. Guys, I like T. Higgins. Are you kidding me?
They're giving a number 2 $30 million. That's $5 million cheaper.
And he's not even better than Smitty. I'm sorry. Nobody can tell me otherwise. I like Devontae Smith as a wide receiver 2 over him all day and twice on Sunday. Man,
you talk about a ton of money, though. Over 6 years, you put $5 a year on the table. Dude, hey, good for the Eagles. They put it out there. He signed it. That's on him, not Philly. Philly puts a deal out. You sign it. That's you and your agent. So, I mean, nothing with the team, man. Man, that kid wants to go back. Dude, by the time next year hits, he'll be the top 20th highest paid player. God knows what the kid's career is going to look like because it's been a great so far. Let's do some of the super so I can get you out of here.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll be doing breaking news tonight, by the way. It's football 24/7 around 6 p.m. with John, so everybody should tune into that for those who are looking for the update on Azeez Ojulari, the newest Philadelphia
Azeez Ojulari and Emmanuel Acho, man.
Well, think about it. Now you have Nolan, you have Bryce, you have Jalix. No, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying about the how good they are. I'm saying Nolan, Bryce, Jalix, Uche, Ojulari. Who am I leaving out? Patrick John. You're already up to 6 edge rushers. So not all these guys are making the roster.
No.
Uche could not even make it. All right. He could be gone.
No.
Illuminati says the Giants are officially Philly's farm system. I don't know about
that. Dude, the Giants used to be a great franchise. Now, seriously, man, Rutgers has better talent.
Mikey Shreds checks in. What's up? Ojulari signed to Eagles. 1 year is $4 million. We got it, bro. Appreciate it. Brian Pumper, just when I thought Howie got me all the way out, he pulls me right back in. Howie season. I forgive my Howard for signing Joshua O'Shanahan. Korsky says, did Ojulari just sign with the Eagles? Yes, he did. Q Balls, our breaking news guy. Q, appreciate it. Eagles signed Azeez Ojulari, another edge. Yeah, we're loading up that edge room. Brian Pumper. Sileo, oh, we got this, right? Sileo always put things in perspective. With that being said, tell all these bums that Joshua Acho is not the next coming of Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah. Emmanuel Uche Acho. Oh my God. What time are you and John out? I'm gonna have to chime in on that. By the way, hey, all those hats that you're gonna
dog, stay in your lane, bro. You don't need to chime in. All right. You don't need to chime in.
Hold on here. No, I wanted one of those hats Angelo was talking about. Everyone wearing them. Hey, shit. Those things are collector's items already, man. Them hats.
What? I got a couple of them.
They're already collector's items.
Wait. Did you tell the people I got a basket full of stuff?
He's got an Emmanuel Ucheacho.
I got a basket full of Super Bowl merch we're giving away, but here we go. I got 6 Super Bowl hats right here.
Look
7.
at those collector's items already, man. That Super Bowl team's gone.
No, it's not.
How you doing?
You can't take away a team that will live in immortality forever.
Zander's still on the pumpkin float, standing out there in front of City Hall. How you doing?
I am on the pumpkin float. I'm all right with it too. 2 negative. What about my super chat? Prince, did you send a super motherfucker? Yes, you did. Angel, I thought he read this because it came before me. Sorry, Prince.
Man.
Oh my God, he cries a lot. Angelo is the worst person Sills could have brought onto this show. He's a bitter bitch. Let it go, bro. You're almost close to Jesus. Let it go. Yo, Prince, are you gonna cry about it all the time, bro? Come on, Prince.
It's all right, Prince. You were away for 7 months. Then we got you. We got you out on a furlough.
Yeah.
Zander's like, this guy was away. I know it.
I bailed Prince out. Little do people didn't know. Prince is my actual brother. I had to bail that motherfucker out.
By the way, I dig the green hat today, man. I'm shocked you went Irish, but I get it.
I'm not an Irish guy. You know this, right? I have no Irish in me. There's nothing. My family eats the Italian because my mom's 100% Italian. So, but no, you know what I love about Irish people, Sills? I'll say this, what I love about Irish people. And I know this is a sin for your program. I love the passion of Irish people. I love how passionate they can be. And I have my best friend growing up, high school and college. We were roommates in college. That dude is Irish. Charlie's name is. He could drink beer like no one I've ever. He'll drink a third. He'll drink big sills under the table. I'm telling you, this guy can drink some beer, man. And the Irish people can drink. So I give him credit, but I'm not built like that.
Let me tell you, man, I used to go when I was in high school. I used to go down to the city all the time. And we get on the train and go down to the city about 35 minutes from where we were. So we get down there always on St. Patrick's Day, man. You go to them bars in New York City. Holy cow. We used to have this thing called like Brew Burger. And you'd go in there. So get this, Zander. All you had to do was buy a hamburger and your beer's free. So you get this Brew Burger. You walk in there, you get a $3 burger. Shit, you sit around with these pitchers, man. You're getting waxed. I mean, holy cow.
No, I don't drink like that still. Back in the Alabama days, I could drink. I don't drink at all now. So if I have one sip of booze, I'm like, woo, I'm a little loopy. So I don't go down that route.
Yeah, man. I used to go down and it's a great holiday. I'm more of a Columbus Day guy.
Well, it doesn't matter what day it is. If it's not 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern, big sale, and you want to catch big sales, you're going to have to catch big sales and a couple Coronas.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised last night that, what's his name? Marcus got me all good, man, because that was kind of floating on my time where,
10:30 Eastern on a Sunday night. I'm like, big sales going to go on there, boot it up.
Absolutely. So what do you got going on with John after the program?
I'm trying to work out a time now, but most likely we'll be live at 6 p.m. unless John pushes me back. But we'll be live right after. Breaking news. Azeez Ojulari to fix the #1 defense, baby. Woo! We'll be live.
Now, this thing looks like the Titanic on defense right now. No, Happy St. Patty's Day.
Stop. Howie got some good darts.
Where?
What do you mean?
Let me ask you something real quick before you go. would you draft Nakobe Dean again?
Yes.
Okay. Would you draft Jordan Davis again?
No, well, let me explain. I don't sit there and say that Nakobe Dean was there wasn't better people. There might be more talented people. There might be people who have been more healthy, but I think one of the reasons we won the Super Bowl last year is because we had the right players. We didn't have all the best players. We had the right players. So now that team is a Super Bowl team. It'd be hard for me to look at any of those draft picks, especially guys that contributed on the season, and say, oh, I wish I draft someone different. And by the way, I'm consistent with this because I used to tell people all the time, I don't regret the Derek Barnett pick. All right. I know there was better players. I know he didn't work out in Philly. I don't regret the pick at all. That guy made a play for us in a Super Bowl championship effort. We only got 2 of those things in franchise history. And before a month ago, we only had 1. So, no, I wouldn't draft anybody over Nakobe Dean. I wouldn't even draft anybody over Jordan Davis. I know. I'm not saying he's the best guy. I'm not saying there wasn't better guys. I'm saying for this team, they were the right people in that moment. Okay. Yeah. If you want to talk about whether, you're fair. Ranking the guys in that draft, yeah, I probably wouldn't pick them there. I agree with that. But for this team, they worked and I liked them and I wouldn't change them.
Nakobe Wentz. There you go, baby. Here's a guy that helped you. He's Nakobe Wentz. He helped you get to the postseason. Couldn't play.
That's some bullshit, Sills. Nakobe.
Wait a minute. He didn't play in the postseason like Wentz. He helped you during the regular season. Didn't play a lick in the postseason. He's Nakobe Wentz.
Any Eagle fan that hates Carson Wentz is dumb as a box of rocks because you don't hate a quarterback that was that 1 of 10 game. I'm not saying you do. I'm saying people, I hate Carson Wentz. Yeah, it ended shitty. We won our first Super Bowl because he played lights out in the first 11 games. Nick Foles was great. Nick Foles wouldn't have led that team from the start to the Super Bowl. Never. Come on. So look, you got to be a smart fan. All right. Carson Wentz was a big part of leading us to a Super Bowl. Nakobe Dean was an instrumental part of a defense that helped us win a Super Bowl. Same with Jordan Davis. Same with Nolan Smith. Same with all these guys. I love Corey. One of my favorite Eagles of all time is Corey Clement, an undrafted free agent who was a Super Bowl hero who didn't really do much after that. And by the way, I have a great photo with him. He's a local guy from Glassboro. So, look, everybody doesn't have the same career trajectory. Not everybody's guy's going to be a Canton guy or a Hall of Fame guy, but if they contribute on a Super Bowl football team, I got love for him. Josh Sweat, I got love for you, but Nolan Smith is better than you, my friend.
Oh, yeah, okay. See him get that.
I cannot wait for Nolan Smith to have double-digit sacks, and Josh Sweat has 6.
What's it? You see him throw that last shot. 7 of your top 20 tacklers are gone off your defense. All right, Junior. We'll take a look at that one coming up this season, too. Nolan Smith will have a better career, you think, than Josh Sweat.
Nolan Smith will have a better year this year than Josh Sweat. Take it to the bank. I guarantee it. I 100% guarantee that Nolan Smith outproduces Josh Sweat this year. Let's take a bet for the show. We'll track it all year long.
I will come to Philadelphia.
We're not doing anything. I don't trust you. When you break a man's trust. Fool me once.
I'm 1 for 1.
Me once. Shame on you.
Wait,
Fool me twice. Shame on me. I'm not letting it happen.
Wait, I'm 1 for 1.
No, you're not. You're shooting 50% from the field, and the only reason you're shooting 50 is because the guy from Hooters called you and said, "Get the fucking Hooters."
I wouldn't have came.
So don't fool me with that crap. But I will come up with another bet that we can follow with the people all year long, that Nolan Smith will be better this year than Josh Sweat. I guarantee it.
I guarantee you this, that he goes to Arizona, plays out there in the West where they throw the ball more in that division, and I guarantee you he has 11.5 sacks out there.
No, he doesn't. No, there's a 0% chance Josh Sweat is 11.
I'll guarantee you Nolan Smith will miss half. He'll miss half the year.
Josh Sweat having 11.
He's exactly what Vic says. He's a shrimp. He's an undersized shrimp.
Josh Sweat has been in the league for how many years? He's got 1 year where he's had 11 sacks. He had 11 sacks 1 year of his career in how many seasons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 seasons.
Okay. In the last 3 years. If we
signed this guy in free agency, you'd say, "Oh, I don't know."
What's this? 8, and 11.5. This guy has had 27 sacks the last 3 years. Like, what is it? 26 sacks the last 3 years. And you think your boy Nolan Smith's going to drop a 10 nut?
Nolan Smith will be better. All right, let's see. Nolan Smith's going to be better than him this year. I guarantee it. It's my first guarantee of the year. Nolan Smith will outproduce Josh Sweat.
Tyler Steen will get beat up by Kenyon.
I'm not ready to make a take on Tyler Steen.
Kenyon Martin. Oh, wait, that's the hoop
I'm not
guy.
ready to push back on you on Tyler Steen yet. What I will push back on, though, is Josh Sweat versus Nolan Smith.
Let me get you out of here. I know you got a lot.
All right, I got to go. Holy shit.
Hey, guys, I know that. Listen, don't forget, make sure you check Zander and John. Hey, you tell John, man, great stuff. He's been doing it. You guys are killing it. He had a great week last week. Thanks a lot, Zander. Appreciate you, brother. We'll catch you after the show and also on Birds 365 in the morning. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it, Sills. Later, guys.
You got it. That's our great friend, Zander Krause. Make sure you catch him right after the program here. Hey, don't forget our great friends at Morgan & Morgan. If you're ever injured, this is the law firm you want to be associated with. It's the #1 injury law firm in America with over $20 billion in recovery for their clients across the country. This is what makes them special. They go to battle with their thousands of attorneys from coast to coast that will get you and your family the proper return when other companies, the insurance companies, don't want to do the right thing. Morgan & Morgan makes sure they go in and they do and get the #1 recovery for you and your family. Listen, if you're ever injured, Morgan & Morgan is the place for you to check out. More information, go to forthepeople.com/Big Sills or #529. That's forthepeople.com/Big Sills or #529. And do me a favor, you tell them Big Sills sent you.
This is Eric.